Hello and welcome to the Living Confidently with Sight Loss podcast from Talking Envision. I'm Mike.
Hi, and I'm Amanda.
And this month is Low Vision Awareness Month, so we thought we'd do something a little bit different this month.
Yeah, we usually have fun with these podcasts, I've got to say. I'm trying to deliver advice in a very light-hearted way. But I think this one's a bit more serious, isn't it, Mike? Because it's actually AMD and Low Vision Awareness Month. And the aim is to raise awareness of these very important issues.
I think many people try to muddle through and not complain when they get blurred vision. I think that's just I don't know if that's a general thing, a British way of doing things.
Absolutely. And an age-related thing as well, where you don't want to make a fuss and you don't want to necessarily look like you're losing your independence.
No, there is help available.
Yeah, absolutely. That's very true. And the thing is, speaking up about vision issues is very, very important, because if people ask for help at an early stage, in some cases there's treatments available to stop or slow the issues, not necessarily to put damage right with your eyes, but slow things down that are going wrong. So it really is important that people, if they have any concerns about the vision, they make an optician's appointment and keep up with optician's appointments. More on that later. But the sad fact is that over 2 million people in the UK are currently living with sight loss. And that figure, that 2 million, is set to double in the coming years, Mike. Yeah.
Wow. Any particular reason why, do we know?
Well, the various conditions that can cause damage to your eyes are becoming increasingly common. I mean, medical science is wonderful, but it can't necessarily put damage right with eyes that's been caused by various illnesses and conditions. That's especially true of AMD, which is why it's AMD Awareness Month as well.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned AMD before, Amanda. Just in case if there's anyone who's listening who doesn't know what AMD is, what is AMD?
Well, it stands for Age-Related Macular Degeneration, and it's the leading cause of vision loss in the UK. There are two types of AMD, and that's wet and dry. The thing is, it's painless, so people don't always know they've got this for quite a while, and it's something that affects a small part of their retina, and it damages their detailed central vision. You know, this thing that, I can still see, so there's nothing wrong with me. But it could be that the detail in your central vision starts to fade, and that could be the first signs of AMD. There are 200 more cases diagnosed every day in the UK of AMD. That's how common it is. It affects 1 in 10 people over the age of 65 and 1 in 5 people over the age of 75, because the clue's in the title, age-related. We all start to struggle a little bit as we get older, but some people struggle more than others. And sadly, this is something I hadn't realised till I started researching today. Smokers are twice as likely to develop AMD compared to non-smokers.
Wow.
That's a bit of a wake-up call, isn't it, for anybody out there? There are treatments for some forms of AMD. Injections can have a positive effect with some patients. But again, that's something you need to get help for. You need to make yourself known to a medical professional and get that help. And in some cases, it can be stabilised, but that's only in some cases. And we see a lot of people here with AMD. That's one of the most usual things that's the issue with our clients. Yeah,
I mean, to be honest, I think I've got a form of AMD. Because I'm diabetic and I've been having problems with my eyes, which you actually just reminded me I need to make an appointment with my opticians. It's coming up to 2 years now since I had my last one. They say it's roughly every 2 years you need to have an appointment. So
and more often if there's issues. So don't be frightened to ask for help. They are such a delicate thing, eyes, so it's not worth if you know any questions, any queries, get
Yeah.
down to the optician straight away. The second most common reason for sight loss is glaucoma, and this is sometimes known as the silent thief of sight, because again, it can be there and you don't know it's there, and it's quietly eating away at your ability to see clearly. That's damage to your optic nerve, and there can be absolutely zero early symptoms. You just don't know you've got it. So that is one that opticians are particularly looking for in a standard vision test. And that is one where early diagnosis can actually stop and slow it. So glaucoma is, again, very common, unfortunately. But if your optician spots it early enough, it can be stopped or slowed down. So another good reason to go to opticians. One of the ones I think people don't necessarily think about in terms of sight loss is strokes, another brain trauma like injuries. When somebody gets a bad knock on the head, that can cause you to lose your sight a bit or a lot. There's also something called retina detachment, which again is includes in the title. The retina, starts to fail, and this can be because of a family history of this condition, an inflammatory condition, or just again injuries. You could have a knock to your head and not realise you've detached one of your retinas. This often occurs between 40 and 70, so this is another one where it doesn't necessarily not connected with age. We can't think of sight loss as just something age related, mate, can we?
No.
Another common one these days, and increasing in number, is diabetic retinopathy. You mentioned you have diabetes, and a complication of diabetes can be sight loss, and that's a leading cause of blindness in working age adults, apparently.
I was diagnosed with diabetes. It'll be 3 years in June. They reckon I've had it for a good 3, 4, maybe even 5 years previous before actually being diagnosed.
Wow, yeah.
And it was only when I went for an eye check. So well, no, you're going to need this, you're going to need that. I think I've had in total about 20 eye injections.
Oh wow, yeah.
And I'm due to have laser eye surgery in the next month or so. I'm just waiting on a letter for that. So yeah, it's something that they'll never be able to put right. But yeah, as we've said, they'll never be able to fix it, but they can slow it down.
Great, yeah.
So yeah, it's not.
Yeah,
it's not as bad.
Now, one of the conditions that can affect your sight and has affected me personally is cataracts, and actually that is one that they can do something about, Mike, which is great. I had cataracts in both my eyes quite young. I had surgery to replace my lenses. I mean, oh my goodness, I had no idea how bad my vision had got until I had the surgery to have my cataracts sorted. But then, over a period of time, I started getting cloudy vision again.
Okay.
And I was very disappointed because I thought, well, went through all that and now I'm still getting cloudy vision. But I went back to the opticians and they said, a bit disappointing, the results weren't what I expected. And they told me, well, that's because you got secondary cataracts. I had never heard of that. I had no idea that existed. Down to the hospital, 5 minutes of laser treatment to clean the lenses up, and my secondary cataracts were sorted out. And I walked out of that hospital like a different person because I could see so clearly again. So it's another reason to speak up if you start getting cloudy vision or your night vision starts to get poor. Ask for help. You're not complaining. It could be that it's cataracts and that could be treatable. So that's worth knowing about, really. Now, going back to statistics. So every day in the UK, 250 people start to lose their sight. So that equates, Mike, you ready for this? To one person every 6 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah. So I've already said you must see an optician regularly and you must be honest with them. and get medical advice and try and stick to it. And obviously things like healthy diets, the things you eat can be good for your eyes, and we all need to look after all parts of our body. I've got carrot soup for lunch, I must admit.
I'm just going to say carrots.
I love my carrots. And it is true that certain elements of carrots, the keratin, is very good for your sight. But you can't obviously eat things that stop things happening, but it helps. A healthy diet helps. But getting help when you need it.
I've got to be careful with carrots because they're an underground veg. It's bad for my sugar levels.
Oh, wow. That's why getting help is so important, isn't it?
Yeah.
And getting medical advice and going to charities like us for help and advice. Yeah.
Carrots, onions, potatoes, anything that's grown underground.
Wow.
I've got to be careful how much I eat because of the sugar levels.
Because of the sugar levels.
Yeah. Sorry.
That's all right. No, it's worth knowing, and it just reinforces the message that don't struggle on alone, really. So what should people do if are diagnosed with a sight loss issue, Mike?
Well, if you live on the Fylde coast, please do get in touch with us. Unfortunately, if you are listening to this out of the area, so if you're not Blackpool, Fylde and Wyre, please do find your local sight loss charity. They should be able to help you with that. Now, in Low Vision Awareness Month, we also thought that it was important to discuss children and sight loss, because it's not just people of a working age or those that have retired. Sight loss affects everyone. And we do have a specialist children's centre here at Envision. And it's a free service for under the 24-year-olds from anywhere in Lancashire. It includes delivering free low vision assessments and all sorts of free aids and advice. It's also about giving parents somewhere to come for support.
Why would a child or a young person need this help, Mike?
Well, there's over 26,000 visually impaired children in the UK, and about 50% of them have an additional special educational need or disability. Vision issues in the young are also often associated with low birth weight, so very premature babies often, but also brain impairments, injuries and diseases. Unfortunately, sight issues can cause them to struggle to engage at school, socially or in the world of work. That's why we think it's important to get in touch with us. We can discuss ways of building a child's resilience and confidence. Also, as a new service develops, we'll be looking at ways to engage with them socially, keep them active and give them ways to access the same sort of fun all kids their age enjoy.
Fantastic. Oh, that new children's service sounds excellent and something we should be proud of. And I hope parents out there will reach out to us, because that helps there for them, and it's free of charge. So
it does.
It's that wraparound support that can make a world of difference to the whole family, really. Excellent.
And the lady who's running it, Steph, I believe she's just won a Heart of Gold.
She did. She's the Envision Heart of Gold winner for January. Yeah, she's a lovely lady. So what do adults or parents need to do to contact us? You don't need a GP referral, do you, to contact Envision?
No.
We can set up a low vision assessment and all that other support if you contact us direct, can't we? So that's important to know. You don't have to wait for somebody else to contact us first. You can contact us yourself. So how do they do that, Mike?
Quite simple, really. Pick up the phone, dial 01253 362696. That's the number for our Low Vision Centre. Just give us a call. We're more than happy to talk through. Even if you just want information, give us a ring. We're more than happy to talk through the options with you. If you're not able to give us a ring, you can always email us as well. The email address is info@nw.co.uk. So that's info, which is spelt INFO, and then it's the @ sign, which is like the little A with a circle around it. Envision, spelt NVISION -NW.co.uk. And as I say, we're more than happy to give you any information. If you want to come in and see us, more than happy to book you an appointment as well.
Excellent. Okay, well, that was quite a lot of information. And, if there's any questions or queries about AMD, about low vision in general, please get in touch with us.
Yeah.
Yep.
And if you want, you can play back the podcast again, just to go through it all, if you want to.
Yeah,
if you want to listen to it again.
Yeah, and all our other podcasts are available as well, wherever you're listening to this.
Yeah, they are available for 3 months. So
yeah, excellent. And we'll be back. Soon, and perhaps look at some more solutions and some more looking at the way forward next time. So. Thanks for your attention, and it's been great to spend time with you. Thanks, Mike.
Yeah. No, thank you, Amanda, as well. I've learned something today, and I'll go and book that appointment with the optician now.
Excellent. Worth doing just for that. All right, Mike.
Yeah. All right, Amanda.
Bye, everybody.
Bye now.